Hey, we got Drewz Viewz here, and I'm back for a little Anime Monday, reacting to this here anime on Monday. And today I am watching episode 11 of Frieren Beyond Journey's End. This one is going to be Winter in the Northern Lands. So, winter is going to be here on Frieren. It's coming to an end here as I'm recording this currently in 2025, but we'll see if this episode's going to be a bit of a time skip or go through. I'm guessing it might go through at least the whole season of winter in the given year that they're in. But the past few episodes haven't done as much in terms of, really, at least since we've met Stark and he's been a character and part of the team, we haven't moved forward that much in time. So I'm not sure if we'll keep up like that. Last couple episodes also got a little bit away from the structure that we'd seen at the start of the series here, with kind of one episode with kind of two main storylines going in each one, meaning like not like two concurrent, like a story A, story B sort of writing thing, but like actually like sectioned off a little bit. Like they're in this village and learning about this for the first half, then they're doing something else the second half, because we kind of had, I think, what I would consider the end of the first big arc of the show last time, with, well, it's called a powerful mage, but with them defeating the demons or the guillotine, defeated by Frieren, of course, and Lord Lugner and Linnaea defeated by Fern and Stark, respectively. In the past few episodes, I've been dealing with that plot line, so we'll probably be moving in a little bit of a new direction now. But yeah, even with the plot focusing more on that, the past couple, we still got plenty of flashbacks, especially last time, with pretty much half the episode was done in flashbacks, not more, maybe even we went real far back, 1,000 years, learning more about Flamma, who was, of course, now the legendary mage, but was Frieren's teacher initially. We saw how they met, and Frieren already did know how to do some magic. Demons had attacked her village and killed basically everyone but her, and she was able to finish off the one demon, but Flamma then took her under the wing as her apprentice and like taught her the way of suppressing one's mana, I guess, which demons don't do and they don't like either, because to them, I guess, all the mana is like their wealth. They would never try to hide that. It's like all of what their worth is. Especially, we really saw that with Order the Guillotine. That's all she cared about. She had her scale thing, but then she was tricked by Frieren, obviously, who was twice as old as her and more powerful. But Order didn't know that, because, again, Frieren was hiding it, like Flamma taught her, and now like Frieren has taught Fern, because she did that against Lugner. So yeah, and then Flamma, we saw her older and telling Frieren, do the flower spell in my grave, and also keep doing this mana suppression, and one day you might defeat the Demon King. And then we saw hundreds of years later, Flamma, Frieren was by herself in the forest for a long time, and then Himmel and the team recruited her from there, because Himmel was like, even though she was still suppressing the mana, Himmel was kind of like, I have a feeling you're really powerful and strong, which is what Frieren initially thought about Flamma. So like how this is all repeating itself in just in the one episode, and we see how something is passed down for several generations. But yeah, like going back to this episode I'm about to watch, seems like we'll get some new, I guess they're technically in the northern lands right now, but probably the southern part of it, and I think they'll keep going up because that's where they're heading. So I assume it'll be cold, which, Frieren loves the cold, and she'll be super happy about it. But yeah, we'll see what we get into here. I'm excited to keep going with this anime. Let's go on and do it. Wintertime. Sword sticking out of the ground. Remnants of the battle that was just fought. I guess when Aura got killed by Frieren, all those soldiers she had animated just fell. I don't think we've seen her like praying like this. Oh yeah, also, how could I have forgotten, but yeah, I just remembered that how she killed Aura was having her kill herself with a sword. Pretty gnarly. There's graph granite.
信じられん。まさかこんなこと。逃げる必要はない。激しい戦いで大きな損傷はない。感謝する。
So did she still have to defeat them all?
敬意を払ってくれた。
派手にやっていたんだけどね。
そりゃそうだろうな。怒られて俺だって怒る。
フリーレン様のしつけが上手ですね。そうだよね。これが普通のリアクションだ。よくリュグナーたちを倒した。偉いぞ。ボロボロじゃなければもっと良かったけど。普通ってなんだろ
う。どうした？
Is that gonna be a son or something?
今日ほど誰かに感謝したことはない。フリーレン、お前にできうる限りの防護結界について記すらい伝わる大魔法。本当にこんな魔導書でいい？魔導書は
偽物。
そうだ。口伝に防護結界魔法とは似ても似つかぬもの。
これは趣味ですので。
堅苦しい言葉遣いはなしに、赤子のようなものだろう。
に対する比例は死罪だとか。王様にタメ口叩いて処刑されかけ。ヒンメルの泣き叫ぶ顔。
それとなクソガキ。
中央諸国はマジかよ。
切り終えました。ご苦労。まああれだ。象を逃がすための法度で牢に放り込むような法は。
ダレク様、気絶してる。
討伐の方は町の者たちをねぎらいたがっている。言ってくれ。
Frieren usually like to stick around a long time. Places.
それほどでもないけど。
Eating some big old burgers.
この生し
Just getting some still shots there, saving a little money on animation here, I guess.
一人さ
Still really beautifully drawn.
死ぬよ積んでたかな
All the children's love start.
釣れぬ夜を越えたのもといて闇を出す道
買い出し終わったぜ。
もう旅立ちか。門まで送ろう。お前は魔王城のある大陸最北端の今は北部高原の情勢がだいぶ。冒険者の場合でもそう
だ。ならフリーレン様がいるの。一級魔法使いって。大陸魔法協会が認定する。私も旅立ちの時生徒で取得しました。3級魔法使いの認定証。フリーレン様、まさか無資格の闇医者みたいに言わないでよ。だって魔法使いこの正常の証ももう使えないんでしょ。その骨董品は
とも半世紀以上前からあるぜ。
頻繁に管理の基準を変えられちゃう。今までは先に進めません。でも一級試験が受けられる場所がありましたよ。
最大の魔法都市シベア山脈を越えたずっとに進めばいいが、あなた家はこの恩を決して忘れん。
雪だな。
の冬は厳しいから気をつけ。そんなに危ないんですか？軍との戦いで最も多くの人を川諸国の冬。ほらね、迷っ。迷ってる前に遭難と。ないよ。はい、寝たら死にますよ。
モベリースペシャルってか。
いませんよ、そんなこと。どうしましょう。魔法で飛ばして運ぶわ。多分どっかに飛んでっちゃう。担いでいくしかないですね。なんでこの人こんなに重いんです。我慢して麓まで行けば。80年前の知識です。大丈夫なんですか？よかった。気配がしますね。 入るよ。このままじゃ氷漬けになっちゃう。
Doing some calisthenics.
いいぞ。
Oh, it's an elf. Thank.
もします。イーレン様、ここはダメでございます。なんで中に変態がいるからです。
心外だな。
It's got big ears. Can hear you.
行きますよ。
ってお前エルフか。同族と会うのは300年ぶり。滅したのかと思っていたぞ。
Thought you were the last.
私もだよ。
お使いと会えたのは幸運だ。神様の導きだな。来たんだが、この吹雪で火種る小屋の中、スクワットで
よくわからない。
Not a hentai at all.
文句のクラフトだ。オレオール天国を目指すためが熱いのはいいことだ。
義だけどね。シュタルク様の体温が。
暖か。それに
The sun.
俺
That's it.
誰このおっさん。
おかしいな。
温めてやったというのに。
人肌ってさんいい体してんなくて
He's ripped.
いいだろう。おっさん聞いたことねえな。食ってのは間違いねえだろ。
Don't seem like it.
食料を運ぶのを手伝ってくれ。荷車と積み荷がある。この凍った食料も遠慮せず使ってくれ。
脈を超えるのは自殺行為だし、楽は足止めかな。
So I've just stayed with Graf Granite.
お前は俺のことを知っているだろうな。俺もお前の
この魔法使いですよ。
その前はエルフってことだ。
Just hiding out. They're animating this montage actually.
もうすぐ半年になるな。北側諸国の長い冬をこいつを。あの子は信仰心の熱いいい子だ。前の感謝を忘れていない。
どうして女神様を信じている？
信じていないんだな。
We haven't really learned about this goddess yet.
長い歴史の中で実際に姿。
若いな。俺も昔はそうだった。
Mm.
心の底から女神様。
So how old is this guy?
いや、
If you think she's young.
俺の成してきた偉業もせいは死んだら天国で女神様に頑張った。お前の人生はわかるだろう。振り歴が誰にも覚えられちゃいあまりにも酷だ。
それはただの私たち。
天国もかフリーレン。お前の身の上を離せ。信じないっていうのなら俺がお前を褒めてやる。
Interesting.
この村の孤児院の復興資金を出。
ですすね。私もと女神様も清く正しく生きた。
飲みながら何を言ってるんだこの生臭ぼ。
あなたには褒めてくれる人はいま。女神様を信じて話していただければ代わりに私が
けどよ、褒められるようなことなん。
力を制限しているのに血の滲むような努力の賜物に生をかけたよう
とも
な。何年一緒に旅をし
白い話じゃないよ。
構いませんよ。そしたら私の子供は魔法。
Kind of did happen.
僧侶はしょ。
Not your literal child, but
なんで女神をしておくよ。もう別のやつに。
そうか。いい友人を持ったな。
いや、その人はもう今は天国にいるよ。
ならいずれはこっちだ。フリーレン。300年後かにまたな。
not you other two.
好きだな。楽しかったぜ。
And you alright?
精一杯頑張った選手をねぎらうための贈り物だ。
Alright, so I was right in the sense that they did cover a whole season there, the winter, in this episode. And then it kind of got back to the structure of like first half, second half, a little bit different. The first half dealt with wrapping up the Graf Granat thing, learning a couple of things. We learned about some world building about having a first class mage, and of course, Frieren thinks things changing every couple hundred years is too much to keep track of. We learned that Frieren is a third class mage, officially And then the second half, yeah, the actual winter part had a hole up in that cabin. They met the elf craft. Yeah, we learned a lot more about the religion, the goddess, and that sort of thing. So that was pretty interesting. Lots of world building getting filled in this time. So Kraft is very religious. He's a monk, and we got a little more clued in on Fern's religion too, I guess, and it makes sense. Like I said, she grew up with a priest, Heiter, and even though I did make note of Frieren praying at the beginning of the episode over all the fallen soldiers, but she doesn't seem to believe too much in the heaven and that stuff or the goddess. She's on the I've never seen it tip, so probably doesn't exist. Fair enough. But yeah, I guess this goddess is what you pray for and then they commend you when you get to heaven. Interesting. But if you don't believe in it, you can have someone commend you on earth, like when we saw the flashback where Heiter did it for her. So yeah, I'm not sure where the storyline's going, where it's like, is Frieren gonna start believing in this more and more, slowly but surely, or is she just continuing to bond with other humans, or even in this case, even a little bit with the elf, but the flashback to her bonding with Heiter, just learning how people are and what they believe in more, still choosing to have her own beliefs or a sense of logic or whatever. But yeah, it was interesting what the elf said, that the monk said, because he seemed to be even older than Frieren, who's over 1,000 years old, and he called her, he said, you must be young with how you think. It's like the thing of no one's left to remember my deeds at all. I outlived everyone so long that no one could commend me. No one is my legacy at this point. The only thing I have to strive for is meeting this goddess, like God, basically. And they know, which is very interesting. It's kind of selfish seeming, but I get it at the same time. Yeah, but he said they would meet again in a few hundred years, possibly. And that was the first time that each of them had seen an elf in a few hundred years. They both thought maybe they were extinct, so I feel like we'll meet more throughout the series, but we'll see. But yeah, pretty classic ep here in terms of getting a lot of lore, a little bit of a slow pace, but also covering a lot of time. Some good comedy, especially with Stark passing out and everything multiple times, and waking up in bed with the elf was very funny. It was just keeping him warm, and yeah, all of that character interplay and little flashbacks and stuff, all good stuff. So yeah, definitely another very solid episode there with the winter in the northern lands. Next time it looks like we have a real hero coming in, so we'll find out what that's about. We had a powerful mage, now a real hero. If we'll get a little more Himmel stuff, flashbacks, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I'll have to find that out next time. But in the meantime, do subscribe to Drewz Viewz here if you're not already. Give the video a like.
感謝する
And join me back next Monday. And until then, winter's about over. Peace.